bonsoir. Hello. Buenas noches. It's Planet Glee. So quickly coming around the bend after Richard, and I'm sitting in a new position with no lower thirds, but if you see the lunatic inside the chair, you know it's me. And last time, oh, by the way, I was going to put a different song from, I think I'm going to just switch around here. This is another spot, another camera, hello. But, yeah, we just followed Richard Rounce, and Richard had a lot to say today, gun control, etc. And I'm gonna stay in the groove with things that could change in this land of ours. And I think I will move it back over here. There we are. Hello again, Jennifer. No lower thirds for Planet Glee, but that's okay. It's okay. Everybody knows. It's you there. You always have something with Day of the Dead. One of my Day of the Dead skirts. Because every day is a Day of the Dead when there's war and people fighting each other, and everybody knows that. Meanwhile, since we last had the show, Bernie's doing better. Yay. And that's just fabulous news. More fabulous than, let's take that shot. Okay. Let's take it up. Yeah, so Bernie is doing a lot better. And I wonder why. Well, I think that more people are thinking, trying to think, really trying. That's a good thing. Trying to think instead of just not thinking. So, this evening I said, well, you know, I started off Planet Glee back in 2007, November, and one of my first guests was this person. Now, I don't know if we can blow this up. I thought we were going to try to. But one of the first persons on the show was Sam Jeppy, a Vedic astrologer. Now, you might want me to say, well, Jennifer, what's a Vedic astrologer? Okay, a Vedic astrologer is a divine astrologer, because the astrology is based on the Vedas, which are the divine scriptures, as it were, of Hinduism, and Buddhism following that, sort of. Though Buddhism doesn't really follow any kind of astrology. But Vedic astrology is from the Vedas. And, yeah, I've studied it, and I was thinking about it today. Let's look at what Sam has to say. And he is our local San Francisco Vedic astrologer. Sorry, that isn't bigger.
Hey, it's Sam, and I'm talking today about Saturn retrograde. So when Saturn goes retrograde, it's a time to really reflect and internalize what we are committed to, our long-term commitments, what we are ready to sacrifice for, what we're ready to destroy in order to focus, in order to refocus. So our long-term commitments and the concentration of our energy and the focus of our energy is what Saturn is about, or our lack of focus, our lack of commitment. And, this brings in a lot of issues because, the things that we focus on and that we make a commitment to are things that are challenging and they're difficult and they show our real mettle, our true convictions. Like for instance, we don't take those things lightly. You're really only focused on a couple things at a time. Most of them first have to do with survival. This is why, first and foremost, Saturn is a planet of survival, where you want to keep.
Okay, let's stop there for a sec. Planet of survival. All right. So, yes and no. I agree with that somewhat. By survival, Sam means the survival of our bodies. Basically, the fact that we have to drink water, the fact that we have to eat food. Not necessarily the fact that you have to vote for Bernie, but maybe that too. You should be thinking about how you're going to survive. Yeah. For me, it's always, how am I going to survive up here? Because this country drives me so crazy most of the time. But I see that Saturn is, and as Sam says in this video, is retrograde 5 months out of the year. So the fact that it's retrograde in springtime is even more exciting, I think, because it's a time when everybody feels a sort of not everybody, but many of us feel like getting into relationships if we don't have one, or making new friends, being more social, perhaps even thinking more about other people than just ourselves and our families. And now, so in some ways, Saturn is also a planet of responsibility. And when we vote, we have got like a huge responsibility. And I think that as I said the last time that people who will be 18 in June, because here in California, our primary is always in June, and there have been a lot of things going on, actually, and I don't want to overlook the, if you didn't know, there's a hunger strike going on here in San Francisco, in front of the police station at 17th and Valencia. And the hunger strikers are basically asking that this current police chief be reassigned or definitely taken off the job as the chief of police. Now, it's been going on for over 2 weeks, and I had asked a friend of mine, Clark Sullivan, who otherwise known as Lover of the People on Twitter, to come on the show and really give us an update, because people are, who are there in the hunger strike. One person had to be taken to the hospital. He wasn't really, his body was not prepared for this hunger strike to go on so long. So, this show streams just like Democracy Now! And as far as I know, Democracy Now! Has not, and correct me if I'm wrong, please call me up. Our phone number is 415-861-6648. The name of the show is Planet Glee, and it streams. I'm going to boost it all over the place now, because now's the time. My Saturn is retrograde. My Saturn is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is also about survival. In fact, the phoenix is the highest symbol, or the highest being, because it's mythological as well, that can appear on Earth. And so we Saturn and Scorpio people, especially in the 10th house, which is the house of career, have this is a time for reflection on, Jennifer, what are you doing? What are you doing with your show to help? You're not out there starving yourself, but you can talk about it, and you can let people know across the world that in San Francisco, the racist, reactionary behavior of the police in San Francisco, the city, is being challenged by the hunger strikers, who, as I said, have been not eating only on liquid diet for over 2 weeks, maybe 3. And if you visit San Francisco and you were to go down Valencia Street at Valencia at 17th, you would see that there are people there all the time. And so sorry Sam. I'll just show Sam, our Vedic astrologer, who is a very I should talk for a little bit.
Living. So you make sure to at least be focused on a couple things, like I have enough food, I have enough money, I live near a food source. I bet wherever you're watching this, there's a refrigerator at least about 10 to 20 feet from where you are, where you could go get food.
That's interesting.
And there's a store probably
that,
less
Sam,
than a mile or a couple miles.
Because
so
some people are on
you don't just live in the
Yoo-hoo.
wilderness somewhere out of coincidence. It's because underneath it all, you are focused on survival.
Okay. So, okay. God, we've only got... Jennifer, hello. Where are you? You are over there. I like this camera. But if you want, we can play around and do this camera. Oh, then I have to look over here. Call me up. I know it looks like this isn't a real show, but it is. For some reason, we forgot the lower thirds. And, oh no, there are the lower thirds right there. Oh, let's bring them up. Dum-de-dum, 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 dum-dum-dum. anyway, oh wow. We've only got 2 more minutes. Ah! So, this, I'm going to say goodbye and then go to our, whoopsie, wrong one. This is no, it's not, Jennifer. It's this one. This is the live studio here at the Bay Area Video Coalition. This is an SF Commons public access show called Planet Glee, and it's only 22 minutes. It's call in 415-861-6648. I would love it if in 2 weeks on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, will definitely be more. We kind of rushed it today, and because Richard has so much to say, and what to let him do his thing, and I need to get here earlier, and but nonetheless, I thank you for watching. If you're watching Planet Glee right now, I tried to cover the hunger strike that's going on right now here in San Francisco in an attempt to protest the racist proclivity of the police in treating San Francisco citizens, and talked about Saturn retrograde and how Saturn is really about our responsibility. So I have to say good evening, gotta go. 4 more minutes. Thank you for watching. Bonsoir.